Greetings, family. It's the WayMaker. We're coming to you at 8:40 with the Coming Forth by Day Oracle message. Our angel number for today is 733. And we have cards from the Starseed Oracle and from the Hoodoo Tarot. Now, if you haven't noticed yet, what I try to do each day is to I try to make sure I have some ancestral energy for Black and Indigenous people of color. So today we have the Hoodoo Tarot holding it down. And balancing out the energy of the Starseed Oracle. Okay, so getting into our angel number 733, it's definitely a continuation of the messages from the last 2 days, which I think is astounding. So this message for 733 is of love and support. Your angels support you in everything you do. Our angels support us in everything we do. We are fully supported by our spiritual teams and by beings of higher realms. Through our long, hard toil and work, we have manifested prosperity and abundance, and we should be open to receiving our rewards. We should be grateful for our blessings. We are to recognize, to acknowledge, to honor our natural talents and our unique abilities, and we are to continue to use them to inspire others. We are to view everything from a higher perspective, including ourselves, including our contribution to this realm and the birthing of a new one. We are blessed beyond measure, and we are realizing it in a new way, but we are to live and embody that realization. The divine, our spirit team, our ancestors want us to walk in that awareness in a new way, with joy and glee and confidence and pride. They really want us I'm from Mississippi, so people say you smelling yourself when you're feeling really high and feeling really proud of yourself. So the ancestors really want us smelling ourselves. The divine really want us giving us ourselves our props for how we have come through these challenges and how we have continued to give back to those that we can see and that we know that we've interacted with, and then all that we cannot see or hear or touch or taste or smell, that we give a lot of energy to. So we're to be thankful for all of our experiences, the good and the bad, because they have all shaped and molded us into who we are, and the way that we move through those challenges, those obstacles, is what defines us. That's how we come into understanding of our true self. Your struggle was necessary. Our struggle was necessary to become who we are, and we should praise ourselves for the way that we overcame these challenges and we weathered the storms. We should know that we are always surrounded and being cheered on by our spiritual teams. We are being initiated into deeper spiritual consciousness. And that's probably going to look different for each of us. It's probably not going to look like what your friends or close confidants may be. Their spiritual evolution is not going to look like yours, because you are one of the chosen. We are chosen. And so we are evolving in a different way. We attract positive energies and continually increase our magnetism by living in service to all. We are to let go of past hurts and make peace with those who have wronged you. That's definitely something that came up in the last couple of days also, which is a natural part of the process, because I think one of the things that I mentioned, for those of us who are on the other side or who are working through poverty mindset, lack mentality, the conditional, the conditioning of our childhood, that's inner child work, that's inner child healing, and it's making peace with your past. So the ancestors, the divine, is reminding us not to leave that part out, because that, if we don't really handle that, then we'll be creating shadow work for ourselves later. We're literally just going to create, we'll have to come back cyclically and go through another level of, go through some other experience that's going to help us to clean that out if we don't do it now. So it's best to just get it out of the way. Okay, so now going to the cards from the Starseed Oracle. We have the Void, and the Void says stop, embrace winter, and the great cosmic womb. I love this because this is the third day I've done the videos, and I was worried about the energy being overpowering. So to get the Void, it just feels like protection. It just reminds me that divine timing is always on time. And divine love is always everything you need. Okay, so getting to the card. The Void says everything and nothing exists in the void. Excuse me 1 second. Babies, you have to be quiet. Okay, thank you. Everything and nothing exists in the void. It is where all life begins and ends. It's the winter and the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting. It can both feel overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you. Regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become, you are being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest, and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you, to hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't at work. The greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us right beneath the surface in ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or a life phase. When we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with, when you're in the void, it can feel scary. and it can feel as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing to do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. And these cards come with a Starseed Soul Inquiry. And that query is, how are you being called to surrender to the unknown mystery of your life? So if you look back, let's just say over the last week, or we'll say the last moon cycle, so we'll say the last month, 28 days, how are you being called to surrender to the unknown mystery of your life? Powerful card. So one of the things that came up in our message on the 15th was the faith and hope and the gap, the space between your old self and your new self, the time of integration when you come into new awarenesses, and you're working your way through new experiences where maybe your emotions or certain parts of your physical body are still prone to respond or react according to the self and the way of being that you are releasing and actively letting go. And so you're having with your spirit and with your conscious mind, you're having to ground into your new awareness. You're having to continually affirm your new awareness to yourself so that you're responding from your new awareness and not responding from your physical tendency or your emotions that are connected to your old. So that's a perfect, this void card, it's just a perfect way to kind of describe that. So I just love how amazing it is. Okay, so the question that comes out from the void is there something I should let go of to be able to move forward? Okay, so the angel number 733 talked about letting go of the past, making peace with the past. That's something that's come up the last 2 days. So, what do you need to let go of to be able to move forward? For most of us, I'm sure there's some things that pop right up. I literally just had to go back through another cycle of releasing the father of my children. Oh my goodness. And releasing some other people that I thought maybe it was time for them to come back in my life, come back into the children's lives. But they weren't ready. They're not ready to love us and support us in the way that we deserve and in the way that we need. And that's okay. You know, it's okay. But at the same time, we're not going to condition ourselves to accepting less because they're not able to give more. We deserve better than that. Because we're always able, me especially, because they're babies, but I'm always able to give what is needed, and not let anything I've got going on with myself be a hindrance. And so I deserve the same in return. And if they're not ready to give, if they're not able to give, then they are not aligned, and that's okay. It's hard to accept when it's people that you love, or when you're a mother and it's the father of your children, which just goes way beyond love for me. It's hard to accept, but it is what it is. And so we have to make peace with it, and always, in order to be able to move forward. Just a little bit of personal experience on that. Okay, so our next card is the Six of Baskets from the Hoodoo Tarot. Okay, and the Six of Baskets is a minor arcana. I can't remember what baskets represent. Let me take a look for a second, just so I can give you some background. Okay, so baskets are like cups. So they're love, emotions, and healing. Okay, so that's perfect. Perfect alignment with the Void card. Okay, in this image, we have a little boy handing a little girl a basket of something. So the little boy and the little girl are standing in a lush sugarcane field in South Carolina. The little boy offers his crush a basket full of rice with bits of sugarcane on top to win her over. There's an old saying down south, if you can't afford to give a gal jewels, give her sweets so she'll be sweet on you. So reading this description makes me think about us doing some type of ritual with rice and sugarcane, maybe for abundance on all levels. So I would definitely throw some money in there. And then we could think of other things that we could add to this rice, to this sugarcane, and to this money mixture to manifest abundance. I definitely think that's something that I'm going to do. Okay, so the meaning of this card is rekindling of an old flame, getting back together, a clear conscience, restored harmony, indulging in play, reflecting on the good old days, growing up, happy childhood memories, and people who have made peace with their past. So, we literally were just talking about making peace with the past. I feel like this rekindling and getting back together, I feel like this is you coming back, us coming back into ourselves. The truest version of ourselves that we were as young children before we were conditioned in the way that we were. So I feel like this is the old flame that's being rekindled is our innate spark of life. So I love how profound that is. So there's a negative meaning. I don't read the negative meanings, but as I've said in all of my videos, they do give perspective to what you've overcome or what you can do to overcome in this energy. So some of the things that the negative meaning points out is unhealthy obsession with the past, homesickness, feeling that you don't belong in this century, skeletons in the closet tumbling out, clinging to outdated beliefs, utter disgust with the new generation, childhood abuse, believing the best of everything has already occurred, and stuffy, joyless people. So these are either things that you have overcome in the mastery of this energy, or to be able to manifest this particular abundance that comes in and joy that comes in with the upright meaning of this card. Or these are things that you're actively letting go in the present and through your current cycles of growth. So I give you power and diligence and fortitude for all of those who are continuing to work through those energies. That is our message for today. One other thing I want to point out is this card back here in the cut. What if everything is as it should be. How would that make you feel? If everything is as it should be, what does that mean for you? And how would that make you feel? Alright, family. I love you. I give you praise and glory. I give praise and glory to the all. I send you empowerment. I continue to hold space for you, my aligned kindred, the chosen, those of us who are co-creating with the divine to create new worlds and new ways of being, to birth new dimensions. I thank you. I thank you for your time and for your attention and for your love and support. I would be honored if you would subscribe, like, or share the video. You can join me on Patreon at the WayMaker, THA WayMaker. You can also check out my website, lovewaymaker.com. I have a myriad of services and tools that can help you in your spiritual journey. One of the things that I've been doing as of late are Shadow Shaman worksheets. And these are shadow work and mindfulness worksheets that help you to get to the root of the things that you're dealing with, so that you can transmute those energies and help you to identify easier ways or more harmonic ways to approach your healing. Yesterday, the worksheet that I released was called, I can't remember the name of it, but it deals with the energies that we're talking about today and kind of have been talking about the last couple of days. So yeah, check those out. lovewaymaker.com, patreon.com/thewaymaker, THAWAYMAKER. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I bid you bliss and blessings this day and every day. This has been your coming forth by day oracle message and angel number reading. Thank you.